if women do not talk and fight, Igbo men are not going to release anything for them. Igbo men, they like when you fight for your listing, then they will come up.
I could decide not to get married tomorrow and marry a woman.
And that same concept, in my opinion, is actually patriarchal. Those women are brought in to breed, to give birth only.
Do you know what goes on in the room?
Yeah, actually, in that same-sex marriage, we don't view it in the homosexual way. Women marry women those days. They marry women who will bear children for them. Nobody knows what goes on in the room, but culturally, nobody sees it in that way.
Light it up, let's talk. You are in Smoke Room, I'm at Weke, and today we're going somewhere people usually avoid. With me is...
Idenze. I run ozikoro.com, where we talk about Igbo history and fact.
Popularly known on Twitter as Nzemmili. He runs an Igbo blog, and you should probably check that out. The topic on our show today is Igbo culture inherently misogynistic in nature? What do you think?
I think it's both. It's both misogynistic and also not misogynistic, depending on the area of Igbo land you are talking about.
Area. Does area matter?
Yes.
Me, when I was reading up about it, I was thinking in terms of timelines.
Yeah, the timeline is also a part of it, but the area is also part of it, because in some part of Igbo land, some of their culture are patriarchal. Even though a lot of Igbo culture is egalitarian, but there are some people who are matriarchal.
So in your opinion, Igbo culture is more egalitarian than misogynistic?
Misogynistic and patriarchal. But
I beg to differ, but I'm interested in hearing what you have to say.
Okay, I think if we are going to look at it this way, in Western and Northern Igbo land, for example, Onitsha and the Ubuluku and the rest of Anyoma,
yes,
the leadership is dual sex leadership. They have their Obi and then they have their Omo.
Is the Omo practice still relevant in modern day culture?
Yes. For example, there is Omo of Obio.
Yeah.
In current Delta State, and
Yes,
there was another one that died recently, Omo of
Banioma.
Obanam.
Oh yes.
And if you watch, each of the Omo have the same cabinets Obi has.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't
If
know
Obi has
that.
Onowu or Oniche, depending on what they call it,
Yes.
Omo has Onowu and Oniche.
Ah.
So it depends on the part of Igbo land you are talking about, but it still does not mean that Igbo culture is not misogynistic in some parts.
Can we take it back to the pre-colonial times, right? Our culture then, before the white man and Christianity and colonization came into the picture, would you say it is quite different than what it is now post-colonization?
Yes, it's very different, because if we are going to go through the pre-colonial era, you will realize that the system of the society then aligns with what was going on then. The women cannot own lands in some places. It doesn't mean that they don't have access to the land, because the women who can own land are called like the female fathers, the female husbands, and the female sons.
Yes.
So those ones.
Why that female fathers, female? Because that's opposite in itself, saying a female husband, a female father.
Yes.
What does it mean?
So it means, for example, now there are some women who do not want to get married.
Okay.
So those days, they don't want to get married to men, and they hustle. They are wealthy, mostly wealthy people, or people who are strong in the society, and then they get married, or they become father to their own siblings, junior siblings, because their parents are late.
Okay.
So they become father. They call them female fathers.
They become a father figure.
They become a father figure. So
yes.
it's more like in Igbo land, you see it as a woman becoming a man. So if you look at it in somehow, it's patriarchal. But it's only those people that could own lands, because lands are passed through Umonna.
Yes.
So lands are passed through patrilineal lineage. But in some places like Afikpo and Abereba, lands are passed both via maternal and paternal.
You're talking about pre-colonization
pre-colonial
here.
time. I think some people still practice it in Abreba. So you see, in those areas now, women couldn't own the lands, but they could go to the market, and they could farm on those land, and everything they farm on the land
It's
belongs to them.
theirs, yes.
So women control the economy indirectly those days.
Bam. That's what I want to hear because, you know, in present day, people say some things regarding women and they hide behind the veil of it's our culture.
Yes.
But when you really look at it, beyond like the time, what we know now and what was documented by the colonial masters, before then, there were systems that were put in place.
Yes.
Like I knew that women could farm cocoyam, they could farm vegetables and
Yes.
use it for feeding themselves and whatnot. And
They
men,
controlled it.
they controlled it. But men, farming of yam was, because it's the king of crops, it
Yes.
was strictly for
Men.
men. Okay, so can we get into what gender roles looked like in pre-colonial society in terms of looking at Umuada Council, Omo, Omona, and, you know?
That was one of the reasons I said that Igbo society then was much more of egalitarian society.
Yes,
Because
I agree.
in the family system, the women take in charge, like the women control the kitchen, the women control the vegetable farm, which is mostly what people eat. The only thing that men control in the farm is the yam.
Yes.
So women automatically control the food, and then they also control the market. And you know, whoever controls the market those days controls the economy.
Yeah.
So men control the trading routes. They control the border.
Yeah. I
They
didn't know
they only go for the strong part, the part that demands
that.
physical energy.
And physical.
Yes. If you go to the negotiation of goods between people from Igbo land and people from another land in terms of international trade during those days,
Yes.
women were the negotiators.
Oh, really?
Yes. Women were the negotiators. And now, if you look at during the palm trade era,
Yes.
women are the ones who process the palm oil.
Yes, I knew that.
Men are the ones who sell them through the offshore, the seaside and the other part of non-Igbo land. Like those people who trade
They
along the
ventured
borders.
out and traded,
Yes, but the
yes.
women process the whole thing. So if you look at it in a certain way, before the colonists came, women automatically control the economy in Igbo land. But it does not mean that they control the land.
But if someone controls the economy, dare I say they control the land. I mean, for
Yes.
example, like the Omuada, right? Having the Omo, and, you know, even we had female deities.
Most of Igbo deities are female.
Ani, Idemili, and, you know.
Njoko, a lot of the
No.
even the yam Njoko, the yam deity is a female.
Ah,
I was surprised.
Ifukwanalo.
Yes, it's true.
The
Njoku
Njoku is a female.
is
Did
a
you guys
female.
hear that? Hold him, hold him, hold him.
When it comes to the system of the pre-colonial times, I think the men are just doing their own thing, and the women are doing their own. In the easy part, and the part that requires the brain to work very well, is the women. Because if the women were the ones controlling the market,
Yeah,
in Western Igbo land, the Omo controls the market.
yes.
And then in other parts of Igbo land, depending on the group in the town, like in Oguta, they have Otu Ogene.
And it's made up of women.
Yes, only women. And in
Otugini.
Otu Ogene,
Otu Ogene.
it's only women.
Yeah.
So those are the people who control their own part of the land, because the men are considered warriors, heavy craft people. Even the pottery industry, which is like a lot of the cooking and everything, like the handcraft industry was dominated by women. Yes. The men are always either they are going for the war or they are controlling the borders.
Okay. Now, with everything you've said about Igbo culture during pre-colonial times, it is my understanding that women were economic decision makers, and then they were in a
Yes.
position to acquire wealth for themselves.
Yes.
Now, if that was so, what happened? How did we get here?
I think it's the shift in economic trading and the the coming of the colonists.
Yeah.
One of the greatest
I'd agree with that.
like one of the greatest evil the colonists did was removing the rights to own land from women. I think they brought their Victorian era kind of law.
Yes, yes. So I watched a video where Chimamanda Adichie was saying, you know, she studied Igbo culture in Yale,
Yeah.
right? And unfortunately for us, the people that have our documented history, Bondiocha,
Yes.
not Anywa. And you don't even have access to it in public libraries. It's all these high-end schools like Yale,
Yes.
Harvard, and whatnot that have access to it. So Chimamanda mentioned that during her studies in Yale, right, she discovered that when the colonial masters came to Igbo,
Boland.
right, to Igbo land, that as of then, no Bodofa, that women did not have property rights. That is, their white women did not have property rights, and their white women were seen as properties.
To the
So
men.
it was very confusing for them to come down and to notice that women are doing trades, women are in charge of so many things.
Even Gloria Chuku said something like that. She talked about how a white man was watching, looking at people negotiating, and it was a woman that, like, he wanted to trade with the people, and it was the woman that they brought,
To
and she was
negotiate
very,
with
very good with the negotiation. That he has
Found
never
it
seen such.
surprising.
Yeah, he find it surprising. It's more of when
The
they
colonial
brought Nigeria
masters
together,
came.
they said, okay, the whole land belongs to the government. So now, the women couldn't buy land.
Because
A lot
in
of
their
them,
own society, women actually own burial land.
exactly.
So they just carried what they had over there and brought it down to us. And you have to remember that colonial times now, they were appointed, we had native courts, warrant chiefs, they were appointing court clerks, interpreters and all that.
Yes.
None of those positions was given to a woman.
Yeah. And on some things about Igbo culture people really don't know in terms of land.
Yeah.
Land is communal property. So lands are passed down through umunna
Okay.
in majority of Igbo
I
land.
thought it was family land.
Yes, that's umunna.
Okay.
It's kindred.
And India, maybe my dad buys on his own, that is not family land.
Yes.
Can he pass it down to me?
Yes. Because of the current situation we are in now.
Yes,
But
yes.
those days,
Yeah.
you do not need to buy the land as a woman. If you want to plant, there is a family land, and you need to
You
ask
can
for your
farm
own.
on it.
You need to ask for your own spot, and then they will give you your own spot. They
Yeah.
don't sell it.
Okay, I think I've read that
Yes.
somewhere.
So buying and selling of land was
With
after the colonial this thing. Now,
Yes.
I think they didn't allow women to acquire land. A lot of women acquire land through their siblings.
Yes, yes.
So even a lot of them were burnt because the men realized that, yeah, they can take over the lands.
Women couldn't acquire land in their own name, so
Yes.
they acquired land in the name of their sons, their
Husbands,
husbands,
yes.
and knowing men, because men will always be men. Those men turned back and stabbed those women in the back. Just, let's just write history and make it
Yeah,
clear there.
a lot of it happened.
Okay,
It's
thank
even
you.
documented. A lot of such things happened.
That's very sad.
And also, when I told you that the Igbo culture varies from region to region,
Yeah.
people say Igbo people kill twins, for example. It's not every Igbo people. The people who kill twins are mostly in those southern, across river Igbo area.
Oh,
You see,
why was that?
Pre-colonial times, before they abolished the killing of
twins,
twins.
yes.
So now, why I say that part was misogynistic was that nobody asked of what happened to those women. There was a place, I think a small village, that they found only women. Those women were women who were chased away because they gave birth to twins. Because once you give birth to twins, you are considered evil. You are
yeah.
considered evil. So nobody talks about that part.
Oh, I actually never thought about that part. The
What happened to
consequences
those
of giving
women?
birth to a twin.
Yes.
If they're going to kill your child, I got rapazé.
Exactly. So those are the parts why I say that it's both.
I understand.
I cannot say that it's severely misogynistic. I cannot say it's not misogynistic because it depends on the area you are coming from.
I also want to discuss the angle of how the European contact, right, restructured our Igbo gender dynamics. I mean, with Christianity.
Another part was the processing of palm oil, for example. When industrialization came into Igbo land, the people who they were teaching, especially the white men were teaching, were the men.
Yes, even
So
the father, the father boy,
yes, men.
okay.
So it gave men the upper hand. The British
That was where there was a
systematically,
shift.
yes, the British
Yes.
systematically gave men the more upper hand. So
Yes.
some of those British imported culture those days became what people claim is our culture today.
That is another angle I want to discuss. What parts of Igbo traditions today are actually colonial residues, right, and not really our own culture? If a misconception that happened during the period of colonization, and now onye ọbụla bụ enyi as our culture, like if a mmadụ kwụọ bride price kita o si nwunye nji aka m go
Yes.
tie ya ife ị na-achọ ịgwa m, like that payment of bride price. That's just one example of payment of bride price equals to ownership of the woman. But I know in pre-colonial times it wasn't so.
Yes, pre-colonial time, marriage was partnership, not
Yes.
buying anybody.
Yes.
It was partnership, not even between the couple, but between the families.
Community. Okay.
The two families are coming together. Most of the marriages are very strategic. They don't just go ahead and marry someone. They might be marrying this person because both of them both family wants to join hands in maybe a certain business or something like that. But those days, marriage was solely a partnership thing, not love, not anything you are saying today. So a lot of people will say that I paid your bride price, so now I own you. No, it does not work that way in the pre-colonial time. And when you are tired of marriage as a woman, you go back
to your people.
Yes, they will.
Tell you.
The only thing you will tell them, I'm not marrying again. They will bring the bride price. Yeah, different name and
yeah.
So if you are which after the bride price, then the marriage is done. Divorce was very easy then.
Okay, and
women don't bear their husband's name. Yes.
Tell me more.
They continue bearing their father's name. The name they know them as.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The name they know them as is what they continue to bear. Nobody changes their surname because we don't have like that concept of surname.
As of
that.
then.
What we used as surname is like, for example, they will be calling you Nwa.
Okay, yes. I think even as of my grandfather said, actually, it trace your lineage. They will say Nze, the son of, the son of.
Yes, yeah. They will not really, like, there is no particular way they will change your surname.
And everybody will now be answering.
So even if you are married, they will still be calling you that your father's name.
Well, I'd also like to point out that in pre-colonial times, women married women, right? Also, there is the aspect of discussing it from the gay rights aspect where people say it's not our culture. Wine. But before now, right, women could marry women. Now, I got saying that yes, that they married women for a purpose, or whatever, but they slept in the same room. Do you know what goes on in the room?
Yeah, actually, in that same-sex marriage, we view it not in the LGBT way or like we don't view it in the homosexual way.
Yeah.
We view, because children are like properties, not like, children are wealth.
Yeah. So women, right?
Women marry women those days. They marry women who will bear children for them. Yes. Nobody knows what goes on in the room, but
behind the scenes.
Yeah, but culturally nobody sees it in that way.
But with the coming of Christianity, they now view this as unnatural.
Yes, the people who viewed it that way were the colonists.
Yes.
The Igbo people did not even think of it in that homosexual way.
But now we now think of it in that homosexual way. But I could decide not to get married tomorrow and marry a woman.
It is still happening.
It is still happening.
Yes.
I didn't know
I
that.
know one. The only thing is that they don't make it
So
public.
open.
Yes.
Because of ostracization.
Yes. But I know that I have one in my family. In my own.
You don't say.
They don't say it out. But we know that they have. And that same concept,
Yes.
in my opinion, is actually patriarchal.
How so?
Good. Those women are brought in to breed, to give birth only,
Yes.
and become part of the family.
Yes.
But solely to give birth. Because when someone dies, like somebody gives birth and then the son dies without marrying or anything, and they don't have any other child, they will go and marry a girl on
The
behalf of the son.
sons,
It is
yeah.
still the same similar thing. If you look at it, you see that the women who are giving birth are the ones who are bearing the consequences, because it's just like surrogacy.
Yes.
And you know that surrogacy, both it goes with child trafficking.
Before, yeah, Kitazi, getting married is seen as the ultimate goal in our culture. And all that. Man, it wasn't the what was revered wasn't marriage. What was revered was children.
Yes,
Right?
and partnership.
Yes, and because it's children and partnership, now women could
Yes, for it.
Everybody is happy to have a
And they will
child.
bear your name.
Yes. So in Igbo cosmology, our female deities were revered, right?
Yes.
We have Ani, we have Idemili, and today I just learned that
Even
Njoku was
Chukwu.
female. No, the argument about Chukwu, I've read, not I hear, that Chukwu is encompassing of both the masculine energy and the feminine energy. Hence, Chineke.
The full name is Nechiukwu.
Nechiukwu. Hey! Another angle. Agenda.
People don't really like calling it the full name. Nechiukwu.
So where did because I don't know if you
That's
read
why you see some.
After God is Dibia
If you see some people, you will say Nechi. That's what they
Yes.
call the same
Yeah.
Chiukwu. The only one I don't know that I don't think is a female is Olisa.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to go into the whole aspect of spirituality and who Chukwu, Olisa, and Chineke is, because I never am about the overall encompassing, divine being. Kifa Ibundi Igbo.
If I know about divine being.
Like Chukwu, Onne Chukwu or Chineke, which one is the right one?
Nechiukwu. Chineke is God the creator. It's not Onwalo.
Yes, God the creator. Is
Onwalo
God the
deity
creator
edebelia.
but is
Ikwu
God the
maka
creator
God-
not the overall?
Ikwuo maka Chineke, which means God the creator. Onye ka na-ekwukwu okwu ya bụ Nnechiukwu ana. Because onye na-ekwu okwu ya bụ the creator, and the most revered deity enwe na ala Igbo bụ ana, which is the mother earth.
Yes, that much I know. Now, if this is so, why is there stigmatization of female spiritual leaders, especially in our Igbo Ezenwanye? Christianity vilified them as witches and our practice as idolatry. So, Kita, a lot of women and young girls, it's now a practice that is shrouded in secrecy. Even though pre-colonial times it wasn't so, it's even them that the Igwe or the people would go to for guidance on social issues and things. But it's no longer so.
I feel like this current stigmatization stems from the way they view our own traditionalism. They view it as a fetish, something dirty. And there's a way an average Nigerian thinks, on average Igbo person thinks when they talk about women currently, not like in the old days.
Yes.
They will be like, you are a woman, you are not supposed to get into this dirty stuff. It's a fetish. So if they see a woman going into it, they feel like that person is wayward. So that's why a lot of people view all those as and why like that. But it was not so pre-colonial time.
Okay, we've covered Igbo culture, pre-colonial times, during colonial times, and now I want us to round off with looking at Igbo culture in modern times, especially in terms of issues like widowhood, inheritance, amongst other social issues, respectability. So, inheritance. Up until the case of Ukeje versus Ukeje, sorry, I'm going to go legal a bit. I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
Up until the ruling in that case, right? Women were not allowed to inherit lands or properties of their father. Like, it's so good, so good. It is your little brother or your that you saw with 10 years or 15 years
Yes.
that property would be passed down to. It shouldn't be so. And despite the ruling of the courts on this, there are some still areas and parts of Igbo culture where, depending on the family, because I have more argument online, some women were saying in their family they inherit, and then some people are saying in their family they don't
Yes.
inherit. But it's still like an issue. It's still something that female Igbo women or Igbo people are having to deal with.
The reason in the modern time is because a lot of generation has gone without seeing women inheriting, even after the whole court this thing. So they still don't think women should inherit. They will still think that women even owning land,
It's very
especially
weird.
inheriting land,
Yes.
is not part of the culture.
I say no ganudi or no di or the Anyapona family.
Ịma na asị na alụ gbaa afọ, ọ bụla omenala.
And if I can't inherit from the family I come from, is it the family ana anubata ma anubata can get inherit from? So yes. I'm neither here nor there. The woman becomes an in-between being because you're not fully accepted in your own family and you're not fully accepted in family.
Yes. The thing is that Odigo, Emebegia, but I feel no awareness will actually help currently.
Yes, I agree.
If we continue making awareness, and it lies on the women, because customary law and even the law, Nigerian law already state that they can inherit. So if your father dies and your siblings are trying to claim everything, go to court.
Yes. But no, everybody has the funds.
Not everybody has the funds, which means they can also go for all those human rights. There's a lot of women that will fight for them. It doesn't even need to be in your town.
Yes.
There's a lot of women that will fight. But the main thing is that if women do not talk and fight, Igbo men are not going to release anything for them. Because if you watch...
He said we should up and fight, and he's a man saying this. Okay, go on.
Yeah, it's the truth, because if Igbo men need... Yes, Igbo men, they like when you fight for your destiny, then they will come up. If you watch it, it's the same way that Umada had to fight for so many things.
Yes, yes.
Umada had to fight. So if Igbo women wants to be inheriting, they need to start fighting. If a lot of people start fighting whenever their father dies through the law court, the next person will be like, Kenya Pwanya before Polfaja court. You see?
Yeah.
So the woman needs to fight for it. When it becomes a trend, I know Igbo people like something, like Igbo, once something becomes a trend,
yes, it's true.
because some of the women now, I've told a lot of women, go to court. They will be like, no. My mother said we should leave it. Don't leave it.
Because even that your brother,
yes.
Open up brother, my fair, he will know that this is wrong, and I should be able to, okay, let me, as only inherit here, let me now share it, maybe not equally, but at least keep fellow my female siblings.
And their friends and everybody around them are already telling them, hey, if your father dies, you own this land, this and that. So they already have it in their mind.
Yeah, I hear about situations where a man gets married, has only female children, and then dies intestate. One year, abia no zokolu property just because he does not have a son? Are they implying that one enwe rule over?
The reason this thing is happening is because asinalo afọ ọbụla omenala.
Okay.
So it's now becoming part of the culture. It's now left for women to say, no, this is not right. This is not, because the men will never give you anything if you don't fight for it. They will not give you because of your empathy or like because they are empathic to you or because they want to please you. They will not please you.
Men are also, it's like, to put that out there, I feel like parents too should help out in things by like this, by having a will. If you have a will and you die testate, the courts are be the people that your executors will be mandated to carry out that will. Ibiana bianwo and then in Bruno binom one again nedo your children.
They still contest the will.
Oh yeah.
They still
But
contest
at least
the will.
that's a different starting point, right? Than having no will at all.
Yes.
Ma'am, if with this trending story of Ifunanya story
Yeah, I saw
on
that
TikTok,
one.
right?
Yeah, I didn't follow it up though.
Yeah, but like you get the main gist of it.
Yes.
The father worked abroad all his life, came back to Nigeria to retire, was on a $5,000 remittance from the government, and then 1 year wine or diaby whatever needed behind. In the process of in Nigeria, an air will lego rapuzia okay on na bed. He was rotting on the bed. Now, it was his first daughter, not his son, not his other whoever that came to fight. It was his first daughter. It was his first daughter that left America after not hearing from the father for a while, showed up in Nigeria and fought the good fight too. Well, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Inheritance in Igbo culture is, especially in modern Igbo culture, is still a very dicey matter. And I feel like anyị lotekwa na mbumbu na before Ndiocha and whoever came, right? That before they came, that women had economic control, that women had control over lands.
Women had access to those lands.
Yes.
It does not mean that they control the land, but women had access to those lands.
Women had
because
access to
it's
those
not
lands.
sold, it's family land. They are part of the family.
But now we are in modern times, we are no longer dealing with strictly family lands. People are, because of Ndiocha, you can now go out, get government allocation, purchase a land, and it's yours.
Yes.
Right? It's no longer family land. Family land, they should understand what family land is. Another angle about Igbo culture, modern Igbo culture, when a woman's husband dies, when she's widowed, having to shave her hair, and then in some extreme cases, she's forced to drink the water Ejwe Sadi Ozu, right? Kebi Fafusi, men are not even asked to do half the things widows are asked to do. So where is that culture stemming from?
Emana asina omenana de enwe odibende.
Okay, yes.
Good. I saw such story on Twitter. I've never experienced it because where I'm from, it's not our odibende. So if the Igbo people practicing such, I do not think that that particular thing is still active. So
in this modern time,
I do not think it's active, like it's a pure part of the culture, that
Okay.
all the town people are doing it.
okay.
So it's left for the family of the, like it's left for the families to decide that this thing is barbaric, this thing is not supposed to be done. Like I always tell you before, the women have to fight it. The men will never give you anything in a platter of gold.
But where do we begin to fight where the system is literally like against you? The odds are stacked against you.
You rally with the men who will support you, and then you rally with the public sympathy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people know that this thing is not cool, this is barbaric, so it needs to be stopped. In terms of cutting hair, The cutting of hair includes everybody in the family.
No.
When my grandfather died, everybody cut their hair,
Okay.
both the
We
men and
just
the women.
recently buried an uncle, and it was just the wife that, like you said, or the bendy, but it was just the wife that was asked to shave her hair.
A lot of my hometown people, I think everybody in the family shaves hair, but it can still be stopped. People made those cultures.
Yes.
People can still stop it. And you can this is a modern era. You can decide that you will not do it. If they want to fight
Can
it,
you?
yes. If they want to fight it, it's your family. You know how to deal with your family. Even if you're going to involve the law enforcement, do it. People will always be like, so that you will not do something that will tarnish image. Do
Yeah.
it.
I think sometimes people are opposed to some of these cultures, right? But for the sake of peace, for the sake of Kaya Liwepan Sobuna family, they just adhere to it.
The Igbo women I have read in the pre-colonial history, they
They're not peaceful.
they are not peaceful the way I see Igbo women currently.
Do
The,
you
the,
know,
the,
no?
the way I see a lot of Igbo women crying and ranting on something that was done on them, sometimes I sympathize with them, but sometimes it pisses me off because you are crying for people who does not give a fuck. They don't care.
Unfortunately.
You don't need to. You fight them.
Speaking of fights, while I was doing research, I found out that the Aba Women Riot, that Umuada Council of that area, whatever, were the people that came
Okay.
together to form that thing and, do the riot. Which makes me Kezebe Jinjani, like as young women, our ancestors were warriors and fighters and kingmakers, landowners. So why are we now asking for permission to exist in present time?
Especially with Umuada. You see, a lot of these things women call misogyny and patriarchy are being upheld by those Umuada. I've seen a lot of things whereby they
So
somehow uphold it. Reason is because they don't. It's not because they know better. They were trained that way. This is how they were raised. So
we
it's
should
left.
reform the
There's
Umuada.
nothing to reform. It's
Topple
left
it.
for the young women. You people are the Umuada. Those people are not those people are still Umuada, but you people are still Umuada. If a lot of you join, you people can a lot of people can say is full of old people. What if the whole young women in the community join? They will control it and decide what is going to happen. But if Igbo women continues running away from Umuada, they cannot put change because there's no other women group in Igbo land that can rival the men except Umuada.
Yes. Closing off on this interesting episode of Igbo culture and misogyny, I'm going to ask our guest one simple question. If you could restore one pre-colonial custom in modern time, what would it be?
I think the market should go back to the women.
Market should go back to the women.
We've
Bam.
tried the men for
hundreds of years now?
yeah, it's over a century now, and
Yes.
I don't understand. I think the women should go back to controlling it. The reason I'm saying this is particularly because of Onitsha, men market.
Onitsha main market is one of the biggest markets in West Africa.
It's
Yes.
the biggest, not even the one of the biggest.
Okay.
So it's something I experienced there. The stuff I saw when I was going to the market with my own mother
Yeah.
was really terrible. So I think the women should go back to controlling the markets.
To restore harmony to the economy.
Yes, at least to restore sanity
Yeah.
in the markets, because there's no sanity in what I'm saying now.
Okay.
That's one thing. Anywhere you come here, I will tell you, let the markets go back to the women.
Very
The
interesting.
women are diligent. I don't know if it's from their nature.
Okay.
They are well organized. Our markets are no longer organized.
I agree.
The village markets that are still being controlled by the women is well more organized than what I'm seeing in the modern markets.
Okay. That's something to work with. Any other?
Also, I think I already said that part about women need to get involved.
Women need to get involved.
Yes, and
I mean,
I want Igbo women to stop begging. Our mothers did not beg.
high five. Una ewe mi we ma be online no. Mfo nwanyi. Una eti mkpu na di etilie ife or she's there too. What are you telling us for? If it is me, what you be hearing is what I did to that man. No the like I need women like just sorry, I'm so passionate about the topic. Just go on. Go on.
The women should just stop begging. I've lived a lot of my life in Igbo land
Yes.
to realize that the people who got what they want are those ones they call stubborn and wayward.
Yes, those ones that they think a woman should not be head without being seen. She should be seen, not head or whatever. On there that are head, you see those bad eggs that they label bad eggs. They're the
Yes.
ones that become successful and get what they want out of life, instead of the ones that are bound by culture and societal expectations.
Exactly.
Imelezable
Just
points.
like what Nwapa did,
Yes.
the mother of Flora Nwapa.
What did she do? I didn't know.
I mean, she was very strong market woman, and she was a rich trader.
Oh, okay.
She pioneered a lot of change in
Oh.
Oguta.
Oh, interesting. New knowledge.
Yes. So
Alright.
it's just that if you look at history now, in Igbo history, modern history, Chimamanda, for example,
Yes.
in the beginning, a lot of men do not like Chimamanda. Even when you
I
say that
agree.
when you are a woman and you act somehow, they will say Homo Chimamanda. Because they felt like Chimamanda was stubborn and Chimamanda was always
Outspoken.
yes fighting. So you just see that people respect Chimamanda. Right now, they will now say if your feminism is not like Chimamanda, it's not the men feminism.
Respectability politics.
Thank you. So, okay, even if we're going to look at all those our big aunties that has money, nobody says anyhow to
Shit
them.
to
And it's
them.
not even because of the money. It's because
They
they've
have
been doing it from when they were young. They will
Yeah,
say
like
this
that,
one was fighting when
nobody-
she was young.
You've really spoken like a very knowledgeable young man, and I'm so proud to have you on this podcast. See, I know they bring anyhow people. The people I bring are intelligent and they have something up here. So please, thank you so much for coming on this podcast, Smoke Room Podcast. Like, comment, share. We want to hear your opinions on these things, you know. Send it to that your little sister Nake grow up a little. Come muta something. Send it to your friend who is very timid. You know, spread the word. Bye. See you on another episode.
Bye bye.
Kiss.